So, Baruch Hashem, I want to welcome everybody to Kol Shira, and it's Erev Shabbos, and wow, it's Erev Yom Tiv, Kabbalah Satira, and it's so beautiful. We're learning halach. We're in Hilchas Kriyas Satira in Likutei Halachas, from the Holy Rebbi Nachman, teachings of Rebbi Nachman, and we're up to Halacha Dalet, right? We're in Halacha Dalet. We're in Letter Dalet. Okay, so if you look on your page, it's open to the right page. All right. Is it? Yes. Here we go. So it's so beautiful how it just works out. Hagba. All right. So Hagba is a very beautiful thing, and then there's many reasons of discussed what Hagba is, and how Sfardim do Hagba. They do a little bit differently than the way we do it. What they do is, the Sfardim, they'll pick up, they have their Sefer Torah before they read the Torah. Yeah. They'll open up the Torah, they'll point to where they're going to read, and they show the whole community where they're going to read in the Torah. Right? Right? And that's how they do it okay.
Not that you can see it.
The minute Breslov is also to do it that way.
Really?
You do it the same way. And they'll pick up the Torah, you do Hagba, and then you just put the Torah back down on the bima. You open up the Torah, you make Hagba, and then you put it back down on the bima, opened, and then you close and you do your aliyahs.
Yeah, but then what do they do at the end?
Oh, at the end, so they just pick up the Torah closed, and they sit down and they put, yeah. All right? Now, let's see now. She'achar hakriya magbiyan es ha-Torah. So we lift up the Torah after the kriya, right? We're familiar with that, right? Hagba. After the kriya, right. And the Shulchan Aruch says that you should spend a nice handsome sum to get the honor of doing Hagba. Hagba is a great honor, and you should spend a lot of money if you have to in order to get Hagba. But it's a great honor. As it says in Shulchan Aruch, Chayim and Siman Kaf Mem Zayin Sif Aleph, Kimevaya B'Torah Nal Shafilu Kiv Shemekashrin Kol Ritzonis L'Shayrish Aratzon. Lastly, we were learning like this. What's the whole point when you do Kriyas HaTorah? Yeah. We do it after our Shmoines, right? Right. And we're Mekasha our Ratzon to the Ratzon of Hashem. Right? We're fixing that. Now, but sometimes but sometimes the other side, the Metzach HaNachash, we have Metzach HaRatzon, Metzach HaNachash. That's the opposite side. Metzach HaRatzon is Ratzon Hashem, the highest place, and the opposite side we know Zel Luma Zel Selikim, right? So Hashem makes everything in contrast to one itself, right? So when you have anything in kidusha, you have the same thing in impurity. Counterpart. Right. Shu neged metzach harotzin. Rav writes that's the opposite. That's neged against. It's going against the metzach harotzin. Shu shayrish harotzin, and that's the shayrish of rotzin of what Hashem wants us to do, and the Torah and everything else. V'azai chayzim is gabrin kol hachayis rois. And then, like we said last week, we had the three the chayis rois that they come and they're screaming against us and they're screaming out. Shehem Hadei Zoros. Those are the crooked thought processes, right? Shel Chachmei HaTeva, of those people of the Chachmei HaTeva, those that are the Chachamim of nature. They believe they understand nature, right? V'zeh tzrichin tzedakah. Now, for v'zeh, you need to combat them. You'll need tzedakah. Tzedakah will combat them. Why? Let's think about what is tzedakah. Tzedakah is like you go to work, you make money that you're supposed to use for your own pleasures and desires, and you take that and you give it to somebody else. That the Chachmei HaTeva can't relate to. This is for me. I need to enjoy this. How can I give it to him? If I give it to this person,
I won't have it.
So therefore, the tzedakah, the act of giving tzedakah, is the best counter against the Chachmei HaTeva. Ki al yedei mitzvah tzedakah meitzian hachias shel metzach hanachash sheyoyin chiyusei meziknei yado shein bahem shleimus. Okay. The Metzach HaNachash, he comes sometimes people are a little bit older and they're weaker and they don't want to get up. They don't want to do. They don't have the koyach. Well, why don't they want to keep moving? Why does a person not want to keep moving? Because the Metzach Hanach, the Yetzer tells them, what are you bothering? Relax. What are you going to much yourself for? What are you going to go? Sit, relax. So unfortunately, so some people, they give in to that. They give in to that. But the Metzach Hanachash is yoinik from the Ziknei Adar, from the elderly people that just don't want to. They just give up. They give up.
There's an equal number of young people.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Shal Yedei Mitzvah. Well, today we have that, unfortunately. Al Yedei Mitzvah Tzedakah Maitzian Hachias Mimenu. But via the, so they grab. It's almost like a thing like this. It's a cat and mouse game. In other words, the Metzach Hanach, the Nachash, tries to steal from us, and we try to take it back from him. He takes from us, we try to take it back from him. So he takes the chiyas, he zaps chiyas out of people. We try to get it back from him, and how do we do that? By giving tzedakah. By the tzedakah. The choizim is gaber, his galus metzach harotzen, and that shows the metzach harotzen. The main thing is we want to show it's always Hashem is the one ruling the world. Mazai nishma kol kriya, and then you hear the kol of the kriya shel yom tiv, shemagalas harotzen, and then the holy yom tiv, kabbalah satayra, the yom tiv that shows the rotzen of Hashem. How Hashem showed us so many beautiful things, why He made Kabbalah Satayra on Har Sinai. Why was it on Har Sinai? The littlest mountain, all the other mountains says, no, pick me, look, I'm so tall, I'm so big. And Hashem said, no, I want the smallest mountain. The smallest, lowest, yes.
The little mountain.
The smallest mountain. Hashem wants the smallest mountain because that's a mountain of anova. That's anova, humility. Hashem doesn't like gaiva. Haughtiness. All the other mountains were saying they were so great, they're so big, they're so important, so powerful. But the Har Sinai said, they're not going to be me.
Yeah.
Right? It was the same idea with David HaMelech, right? With Yishai, right? All the others say, brought out all his other sons. And Shmuel Navi said, no, not them. Oh, there's that other one, David. Oh, I want him. Same idea, same concept.
That little guy, you want that little guy.
Yeah. And David HaMelech is connected to Shavuos, right? Megillus Rus, right? Hailedes Yishai, right? Okay. Ayin Sham Kol Zeh Heitev. Okay, now. V'zeh bechinas mitzvahs Hagba acha kriyas hatayra shekoinin oisei bedamim yekarim. So when you do the Hagba, to get the Hagba, you need to spend. It's worth it. It's worth it.
You need a what?
Spend the money to get it. When they're auctioning it off, spend the money. It's worth it. Ki acha kriyas hatayra anu mikashrin ayedei kol haritzonos l'shayrish haratzon. Because via kriyas hatayra, and when we listen to the words of the Torah, we understand that these are the words of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And we understand that this is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants for the world. This is where the world, everything in the world comes from the Torah. Adayin tzrichen tikun shaloi yizkaber chas v'sholem metzach hanachash. But we need that the other side is still lurking to steal from us again. The other side wants to take from the kidusha. Because we raised our kedusha via our Ratzon Hashem, by following the Torah. So now the other side tries to steal it back from us now.
Oh, but and also
it's a constant tug of war.
Yeah, because if you bid a lot of money for the Hagba, so who's getting the money? The shul.
So of course, it's
tzedakah. So that's tzedakah too.
Oh, but here one say which feels there magbiyim as a Torah. Therefore, we raise up the Torah. Why do we raise it up? Lo hayrais, to show, to demonstrate. Shonung magbiyin as a Torah. We elevate the Torah. We feel the Torah is the most important thing. So I pick up the Torah. Why I pick it up? To show that this is the most important thing. I raise it up. I raise it up. I raise the Torah. Magbiyin as a Torah shekilula. Mikol hamidos and mikol hayamim umikol hachachma shebaylam. The Torah has everything packed in it. The Torah has everything of all of all worldliness is found in the Torah.
And also kidusha too.
Hakol anu magbiyim lemala laHashem Yisbarach. We raise it up to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The greatest demonstration to realize that everything is in Torah is with a story that happened with Rav Kook, and when he met Rav Kook, the Gadol from Yerushalayim, right? When Rav Kook met with Einstein, Albert Einstein. It's recorded that Rav Kook met with Albert Einstein. They met for about 20 minutes in his little office. And when Albert Einstein finished the meeting, he came out. So they asked him, what did you think of your meeting with the rabbi? So Albert Einstein said, these were his words. He said that I've yet to meet somebody that understands the theory of relativity on a higher level than I do. That's what Albert Einstein said. It's recorded. Yeah. Albert Einstein said that Rav Kook understood the theory of relativity on a higher level than him.
Wow.
Now, Rav Kook didn't go to university. He never studied by any professor.
No.
But he understood Chochmas HaTorah. And it's all found in Chochmas HaTorah. That story doesn't demonstrate what we're learning here. I don't know how another story that demonstrated better. The theory of relativity is one of the most complicated things to understand. And he was able to understand that. And Albert Einstein, that he no one understood it better than him until he revealed that Rav Kook understood better than he did. Kiana Marin.
What even more unbelievable?
You can look that up, by the way. It's well known. You can look the story up. You can look it up online. It's well recorded by many. This story. It's a fascinating thing. Now, Kianu Marin.
Admit that too.
What?
They think that a person like him would admit that.
Oh, he was honest. He was honest.
Kianu
Marin Hakosa Haksav Lo'am Bakol Kairin Meidin Ki Zais Tereseinu Akadisha. This is our Torah. This is the Torah. Zais Tereseinu Akadisha. V'Zais HaTorah Asher Sam Maish. Moshe, we always said, Sheshayrish HaRatzon, Shu Shayrish HaTorah, Hu Me'ez Hashem, Yisbarach Ba'atzmai. The Torah is Hashem's Ratzon. Hashem made the Torah. It's His Torah. And why did He do that? For Lachnio La'akel Levatel Meitzach HaNachash Shematil Pigam Ukvira B'Shayrish HaRatzon Ba'atzmai Chas V'Shalom. So the Chachmei Hatev, they challenge the Torah, right? They challenge it. They say, how could this be right? How is it possible that Moshe went up to Shemayim? How is it possible? How is it? They challenge these things. Right? They challenge it. Ki Hagba, who biyadayim, who tikkun lebegam chet ha'egel. So the Hagba, again, when we raise up the Torah, when we lift it up, that's part of the tikkun for the pagam of the egel. Shu pagam ha'ratzon, because the egel was the pagam and ratzon. What did they say? So we know that every time that why did they make the egel? Because they wanted to be mata arayas. That's what Chazal tell us. The ratzon, the Torah says, I can't do what I want to do. Oh, but if Moshe Rabbeinu is not here, so now I can do my ratzon. I don't need the ratzon of Hashem. I do my ratzon, they said. Chas v'shalom, right? Shal zeh nema vayishlach Moshe miyada v'saluchais. Moshe dropped the luchais. Vayishlach Moshe miyada v'saluchais. Ki hayu kivedim olav machmas shekafru b'ratzon. See, so long as the Klal Yisrael had the ratzon Hashem connected to them, that gave Moshe Rabbeinu the ability to be able to hold the luchais. But as soon as he saw that our ratzon was not aligned with the Torah, it lost it. It became heavy. K'may Shamar B'Seinu Zal v'Achshav Onu Misaknim Zois Umagbiyin HaTorah B'Yadayim. So Moshe Rabbeinu dropped, so to say, the luchais from his hands, and we use our hands to raise it back up.
But how come it says Hashem refers to this as haluchos asher shibarta? But he didn't break it. They broke it because
of course.
they made him.
But
see,
again,
but he didn't
Asher
smash
Shiva.
it. He just he didn't hold it anymore. So it fell down.
No. Asher Shiva. But if Kadosh Baruch Hu wanted, he could have kept holding it. But we needed to learn this lesson. We needed to learn the lesson that if our Ratzon is aligned with Hashem's Ratzon, it's the same. We have the same on the same wavelength. So then we have the power. But if we don't, now, so since Moshe Rabbeinu dropped the luchas, broke them, because it got heavy in his hand. So now we take this Torah with our hands, and we pick it up to fix, to make tikkun for the fact that Moshe Rabbeinu had dropped the luchas. Exactly.
They made him drop it.
The Kairin of Ma'idin, and we call out, and we testify, you're Ma'idin, and we testify, Sha'atayra nitna me'es Hashem Yisrael. Zay is Atayra Shasam Ma'isha Me'israel? Api Hashem Yamai, right? Here we go. Nimsa. Sha'anu Me'idin. So we are testifying. Right? Me'idin. We are testifying. Al Shoyri Sharatzin Shu'atayra Shu'at Me Hashem Yisbarach. That we understand and we believe that the Torah is mamish me'es Hashem Yisbarach. V'al yedei zeh memela anu mikashrim kol haritzaynes l'shayrish haratzon. And via that, we can now connect our ratzon to what the Torah wants from us, to fix our deis, our machshavas, our hashkafas. Sometimes we had a hashkafa that was not so correct. But when I study the Torah honestly, and I believe and I listen to what the Torah has to say, I can realign my hashkafas to the ratzon of Hashem. Shayidei HaTorah, ki hayidei HaTorah, mikashrim kol haritzaynes l'shayrish haratzon. Through the Torah, we have the ability to connect our ritzaynes l'shayrish haratzon. And what's that? Shu shayrish HaTorah. That's the shayrish HaTorah, which is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now, al kein hagoyle al sefer Torah shu ha'magbiyah, hu keneged kulam. So we know that Chazal teach us that the one that does Galila, he gets schar keneged kula. So I mean, people think that, you get shlishi, shishi, or these are important liyas. They are very nice, right? Yeah, but Chazal teach us that the goylel is mekabel schar mikula. His schar, the Galila. Shamagbia who keneged kulam, right? Hagoylel say b'Torah shu magbia hamagbia who keneged kulam. Keneged kulam.
The Galila?
Yeah.
Hagoylel.
Val Kain Hagoylel say b'Torah. Goylel rolls. Goylel say b'Torah shu hamagbia. Right? Who keneged kulam? Kamei shanu shamru Rabbi Seinu Zal. Ki zeh ikra tikun shall call hakriyas haTorah. Ki hayedei Hagba. Through the Hagba, picking up the Torah, like we said, Moshe Rabbeinu, the Torah got heavy, he dropped it, it fell down. We now pick it up. Machniya metzach hanachash umegalin metzach haratzon, and we show that this is the metzach haratzon. This is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from us. V'zeh shekasel b'shulchan aruch shenoigin liknais mitzvah zayis shel Hagba b'damim yikarim. Now we have to buy it with whatever money it takes to get it. You want this mitzvah. Metzach is through tzedakah. So it's not necessarily, in other words, giving tzedakah will do the same thing. But this is one of the greatest ways, because you're using the money now to fight against the other side says you can't give away your money. So I'm giving away my money, and what am I doing? And I'm picking up the Torah to show that that's the Ratzon Hashem. So that's the greatest demonstration.
Yeah, it's a combination of...
Therefore, give even a lot of money if you have to for this mitzvah. Because the money you give is tzedakah. You're giving it to the shul.
Anyway,
you're giving it to the community, or you're giving it to whatever it has to be, right?
Right, yeah.
So you shut those chachmei teva up. Because they're saying, well, how can you give away your money? I'm giving it away.
Yeah.
I'll show you, right? Here we go. Shezeh Iker Hagbas HaTorah. That's the main point of Hagbas HaTorah. And why we're doing that, because some people may have thought, like, what's the whole point in doing this Hagba in the first place? What do you need to do it for?
Yeah, well, actually, in most schools, it's sold at a much lower price than. But now we're
learning. So now you're learning. You can get great value today. Because people don't understand the mitzvah.
Yeah.
So now look how great value you have where they'll pay a lot of money for shlishi, for shishi, right? But then when it comes to Hagba, you get away, you go. But Baruch Hashem. But now if you're in a community that study this and everyone's bidding against everyone else, so you have to pay a little more. Okay, there we go. Right. Okay. Now, hey. Va'ata, now, hey, let's go with letter hey. Very good. Va'ata, mevoya muvan ma shenoigim ligzer tanis b'sheni v'chamishi lacha yomtiv. So in Shulchan Aruch it says that, we have the Bahab, right? Everyone knows what Bahab is? Beis hey, right? Monday, right, so Monday and Thursday, there was some people still do it, some people still do it, but to do it, to make the fast after a Yom Tov. That's what it says in Shulchan Aruch. Now, why is that? V'yisa, shatam shema machmas simchas Yom Tov, v'yuli de'ezeh chet chas v'shalom. The Shulchan Aruch says because of during the simcha of Yom Tov, you had a little maybe too much to drink, so you did something a little chet. Not necessarily purposely, but something happened because of the simcha of the Yom Tov. Right. Now here he says like this now. The l'chayra, eich shayich ligzar l'chashash chashosha kazois. How could you be geyser something because of a maybe? If you tell me for certain you did something wrong, you want to okay, but you're going to make a fast and inconvenience people because of maybe?
Maybe what?
Maybe you did something wrong because it comes to Yom Tov, right? So it comes to Yom Tov, so you're enjoying with the Yom Tov, nice, everything. So maybe during the enjoyment of the Yom Tov, you made a mistake. You did something wrong, perhaps. So the question is now, what? Because of a maybe, I'm going to make a tainus? Because of a maybe? Right, a chashash. Halay simchas Yom Tov hi mitzvah gedoyla min ha-Torah. V'samachta b'chagecha v'yisa achsa meya. Right? It's a mitzvah min ha-Torah to be happy on Yom Tov. V'yisol kedoshim semeichim az b'Hashem yizbarach b'Torah kedosh sh'asa imanu nisim and of life. And we are so joyful on Yom Tov because Hashem gave us the Torah, especially Kabbalah Torah. We have now Baruch Hashem, right? That He gave us, and He did the nisim. He took us out of Mitzrayim, and He took us to Har Sinai, right, to get the Torah. He brought us close to His name. As we're going to say, Mitzvah Hashem on the Matzah Shabbos, we're going to read this. You chose us from all the other nations. I have to son to write the beautiful words. So if this is the case, so Yom Tov is so special. Yom Tov is the time that we recognize that HaKadosh Baruch Hu chose us from all the other nations, and we're enjoying the Yom Tov and v'samachta b'chagecha. So how is it just making this question a little question? Why do you have that chashash that we did something wrong? Now, but now let's plug in the things that Nassim taught us till now, and let's see if we can understand that. Okay, here we go. So the whole point of the Simcha of Yom Tov is the revelation of the Ratzon Hashem. He wants us to have the Yom Tov, right? Why do we keep the Yom Tov? Hashem wants us to be happy on the Yom Tov. Bechinas Yismach Tzadik Kichoza Nokam Pamav Yirchatz. Okay, Kimavoy B'Torah Now Aval Yesh Kol Hachayas Rois. But you have on the other side, anytime you have a raised level of kidusha, the other side is trying to take away from that, detract from that kidusha, and take from the kidusha. Shem Kol Chachmei HaTeva. They're saying, what are you having this Yom Tov for? Right? Even by the Goyim today, you tell them, we have a holiday on Monday. There's a holiday. Which holiday is that? I've never heard of that holiday. I know you have the holiday of the huts, and then you have the holiday of the matzah. Right. But what's this holiday? I never heard of this one. They heard of Rosh Hashanah. They know of Yom Kippur, but they never heard this one's an interesting holiday. Right. They're the Kol Chachmei HaTeva Shehem Roitzim Lizgabe Keneged Kol HaKriya Shal Yom Tov. They want to go against. What is it? You're calling out this Yom Tov? What is this? What they're doing? Chas v'Shalom. Okay, Shehem Magbirim Chas v'Shalom Ayidei Zeh Nishba Simchas Yom Tov. via them doing that, it takes away, it sort of say relaxes our Yom Tov. When we hear these things, and they tell us these things, what is this Yom Tov? So we start to think in ourselves, and maybe we don't enjoy the Yom Tov perhaps as much as we could enjoy the Yom Tov.
And then the other thing creeps.
Kamaisha Kosev Sham Ayin Sham Al Kein Acha Yom Tov Anu Chayshishim Shelo Yizgabru Chas V'Sholem Kol HaChayis Rois Ki Zeh Klal Ki Zeh Luma Zeh Osa Elikim. We know Hashem makes this and everything in equal in level. If you're a higher level in kidusha, you have a higher level of impurity. The take of kishim is gabe sitra kedusha. As soon as the sitra kedusha, as soon as the side of holiness rises up, the side of holiness goes up. Miskabe kinegda sitra, and the other side also rises up. It's always going to be balanced. So people think that the big tzaddik, it's easy for him to be a tzaddik because he has a little Yetzirah. He doesn't have no, the greater the tzaddik, the greater the Yetzirah. The greater the lower the person, the lower the Yetzirah. It's fascinating. It's counterintuitive, right? It's counterintuitive. One would think that because the kedusha went up, so now I'm stronger, I don't have to worry about the Yetzirah. No, Adarabah, the Yetzirah gets stronger when the Kedusha goes up, the Yetzirah goes up as well.
Yeah, because for a Russia, the Yetzirah doesn't even have to be there.
He doesn't have to work, right. Exactly. As long as the Kedusha is relaxed, rested, nacha, until it's relaxed. His garba legalis eratzin, and the kedusha doesn't work on elevating the level of kedusha of the ratzon. Hayugam heim nachim. So they're also resting. They're also comfortable. They're also relaxing. They're also nachim. They're relaxing. Now. Aval takev kishemaschilin lis garba legalis eratzin. But now you took out the Torah. You had a Yom Tov. Now you're mizgabe the rotzen of Hashem. As I maschilin gam ein lizgabe. So they also say, I got to catch up to you now. Maschilin lishoyig because they scream out with their wicked callings. Ki ayinyanu k'may shnei b'nei adam hanilchamim. It's like to understand this. It's like two people are fighting. Two people are fighting. Ki she'echad maschil is gaber. When one gives him a good zetz over the other one, so if two people are fighting, as long as they're just equal fight, if one guy gives him a good zetz, so the other guy says, oh yeah, and he gives him a stronger zetz. And they keep doing that, and they keep getting worse until one gets knocked out. Right? Okay, but that's the way we're saying over here. In other words, the side of Kedusha goes up, so the other says, so yeah, I'm going to show you. And then the side of Kedusha has to fight back again. Now, therefore we're a little bit fearful after Yom Tov. We get a little bit fearful. Because maybe, even though I was enjoying the Yom Tov the way I was supposed to, and I'm doing everything the way I'm supposed to, but because the Yom Tov is bringing me up in Kedusha, perhaps I wind up doing something wrong that I wouldn't necessarily want to do. Hainu. Because when we have the Yom Tov, we megala the ratzon of Hashem and the Torah. Because now that raised up, and if I wasn't ready for it, see again, we're learning, so we understand when the Yom Tov comes, I realize that I'm going to have a little opposition. So I prepare myself. So you don't get a surprise attack. His garbus, his galus harotzon, because mechmas is garbus, because you got stronger. His garbus, his galus harotzon. Simchas Yom Tov. The fact that you're enjoying the Yom Tov, because why else would you be doing that? Why would you say a beautiful Hallel and enjoy the songs of the Hallel, and then go home and have a nice, beautiful festive meal? Well, you don't necessarily do that on a regular day. No. Maybe you have a nice lunch, but you're not going to have a lunch as elaborate and as glamorous as you do on a Yom Tov, right? So against that came the Chayes Roitz, and they come and they try to zap it away. Ad shenichnas eze machshava ra, until they'll even bring some bad machshava into the person. They'll put some idea, some crooked idea in his head. That come from the Chachmei HaTeva. So in other words, many times, the less we have involvement with the outside world, is the less they can attack, they can infiltrate us. The more involvement you have with them, so the more they can infiltrate us. His kaber heim connect them, so the other side get stronger, and they also try to fight back. And therefore, on Monday and Thursday, specifically on Monday and Thursday, remember those are the same 2 days you take out the Torah, right?
Yeah, right, man.
Sheni v'chamishi daika ki heim yemei rotza, and those are the days of rotza. Shebehem kiba Moshe luchas achrei. Nice. Now we're talking about the luchas, right? Moshe Rabbeinu got the second set of luchas on the Mondays and Thursdays. He was working on it. Moshe Rabbeinu was working on the other luchas Monday and Thursdays. Okay. That was against the Cheda Egel, which was the Pagama Ratzon. So the day Monday and Thursday are days of Ratzon. So Moshe Rabbeinu worked on being Mikasha, the Ratzon of Hashem, with the Ratzon of the days to the Ratzon of Hashem. Alkein ayidei taina shel sheni v'chamishim is gaba horis harotzen and is takin simchas yontiv shenimshach ayidei is galas harotzen. And you fix the simcha of yontiv that the person perhaps detracted from his simcha because of whatever thing that came in his mind.
Yes.
So now you fix it. Ki ikar metzach hanocha shini kosai minochash hakadmaini. The Metzach HaNachash takes his kayach from the Nachash HaKadmani, that original Nachash that was in Gan Eden with Adam and Chava. She is Gaber Ayedei Chet Pagam Achila. And that happened through the Pagam of Achila. They ate from the Eitz Hadas Taivara. Shu Achilas Eitz Hadas Taivara. Shu Bechinas is Gaber's Chachmas HaTeva. Because what was he saying? What did the Nachash say? What was his original thing? He said, if you eat from this tree, Hashem doesn't want you to eat from this, because this is the tree that will help you become a god. Yeah. So Hashem says, don't eat from this tree, because then he could be the god, and then you'll be under his domain. Yeah. So if you eat from this, you also can be a god like Hashem. That was the original, the Medrash says, that's what the Nachash used, his argument to Chava. Yeah. Why do you want to stay on this level? Raise yourself up. Amazing, right? Chachmas HaTeva ki Adam Arishon kfar, right? Next page. Beikar.
Kafar Beikar.
Kafar Beikar. He was Kaifa Beikar. What was the Kaifa Beikar? That HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I can also become a god.
Yeah.
Why should I stay as a mortal, as a being? I want to be a creator too. Yeah. And where did he get that idea from? It wasn't Adam's idea, it was the Nachash. Yeah. So through the fast, you fast to be mesakin the pagam of achila. So now I don't eat specifically on those days. I choose to fast because those days are the days of Ratzon. That I went, that Adam Arishon was kaifer beikar on the fact that it's all Ratzon Hashem Metzach HaRatzon. So now I take the day Yemei HaRatzon and I turn those into a fast to fix the fact that he ate from the tree that he shouldn't have eaten from. Was his kaber haras haratzon kibahem kiba Moshe luchas achronis, and Moshe Rabbeinu was makabel the luchas achronis, the second luchas on Mondays and Thursdays. Shehem bechinas tikkun chet ha'egel shu pagam haratzon. That's the working on fixing the pagam, the chet ha'egel, which is the pagam haratzon, and we understand why it's the pagam, the chet ha'egel. Why the chet ha'egel? Because the egel was they went against the ratzon Hashem, right? Va'al kain kairim bahem vayichal. Shu tfilas Moshe sheyispalel lahamtik hakas b'charenav shel ched ha'egel. Right? On fast days we read Vayichal, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
B'charenav shel ched ha'egel. Shayidei zeh bitel hakas v'hafchay l'rotzen. Through the fact, Shu tfilas Moshe sheyispalel lahamtik hakas b'charenav Acharav shel ched ha'egel. Shayidei zeh bitel hakas v'hafchay l'rotzen. I can fix the kas and turn it into rotzen. Right. That Hashem should want us, desire us, instead of being angry at us. Ve'imshich aras harotzen ba'olam. And to bring aras harotzen in the world. Shu b'chinas shalosh esrei midos shel rachamim. That's the 13 attributes of mercy that Moshe Rabbeinu was able to get for us, to take for us from Hashem via his tefillah. That we read that on the day of a tainus. The 13 attributes of rachamim, that is ratzon. That is Hashem's real ratzon, is to be a rachamim on us. Hashem wants to have compassion on us. Therefore it's 13. Kineged telas tikune dedikna kiyadua, of the 13 points of the beard. We studied about that before. So there bechina zakin the kidusha, and that's the zakin the kidusha that goes against the zak. There's the kanim the kesilim, the foolish ones. Shal yodai mizkala metzach haratzon gam hatanis hu bechina tzedakah. The tainus is also an aspect of tzedakah, because you're giving up for yourself. You're giving up for yourself on the tainus in order to help something else. That's tzedakah. Bechinas agra de tanisa tzidkasa. As the Gemara says in Brachas, that the tainus is a form of tzedakah. Okay. Less than 37. Look at the Moran in the first book. Ayin Sham. Tzedakah, through tzedakah, ikar hachnoas metzach hanachash. Through giving of tzedakah is the main hachnoah of the metzach hanachash, of pushing down the metzach hanachash. Halkein misanin acha Yom Tov, and therefore we will fast after Yom Tov. Now, so we just learned a few things now. And I hope it makes us a little understanding we have now why we do Hagba. Right? Moshe Rabbeinu had dropped the luchos. So now we pick up the Torah to elevate it because he had weakened hands. So we use our hands to pick up the Torah to fix that problem. And then we said we have Simchas Yom Tov, and we have the Simcha Yom Tov because we raise the kidusha. The other side tries to take from us. That's why we have the cheshash that maybe we did something wrong. Why do we pick the fast on Monday and Thursday? Because those are the days of Ratzon, Yemei Ratzon. And those are the days that Moshe Rabbeinu worked on getting us the Luchas Shnias, the second set of Luchas. And since he worked on those days, so if I fast on those days, and I give tzedakah for myself, that I'm giving to the cause, so therefore that's the biggest tikkun for the other side. So we should all have a beautiful Yom Tov, and remember that we should give tzedakah whenever we can, because tzedakah is the tikkun for the ched ha'egel. Tzedakah is the tikkun for all the stupidity in the world and all of the professors and all that garbage that they're professing in the world. By us giving tzedakah and doing it for the right reason, to be mamtik the dinim and to lift up the ratzon, the metzach ratzon, and through that we should have a beautiful lechtig, Shabbos, and a wonderful Kabbalah Satorah.